Hello, everyone. It's about that time. Another episode, another show on Join the Conversation. Yes. Hello, hello, hello. Come on in. Come on into the conversation tonight. It's going to be amazing. We're going to talk about the science behind essential oils. We all have used it, heard about it, smelt it, but we're going to have Miss Emily on, who's going to give us the go. Okay. Hi. Okay, let's see. I got my box.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Okay, good. I see you.
Can you hear me though?
I can.
Okay, good. I got my earbuds in and I haven't used them in a while, so wanted to
I
check on
know
that.
you're so 2022.
Well, um, you should see how I have my cell phone propped up though. It's not too high tech, so.
Look. Oh my goodness, thank you for joining us tonight, Miss Emily. We're gonna have a conversation. First, let me introduce myself for those who do not know. My name is Jillian, and I am the owner of Post Surgery Care of Atlanta, where aftercare matters the most. This is the talk show of Join the Conversation, and we talk about health and wellness, mental health, emotional health, and everything all in between. And tonight we're going to be talking about the science behind essential oils. And I have the lovely Miss Emily, help me pronounce your last name,
Polonus.
Polonus. All
Yeah.
right, just want to make sure. She's going to talk with us tonight. She is the expert in essential oils. She uses herself. And I know that I use it. I use it also on my clients, but she's going to give us the deep dive behind the science of essential oils and why should we use it and how it can definitely be of great benefit to our health and wellness. Um, so, Miss Emily, please introduce everyone and let everyone know about your credentials, your experience, so they will know that you are well qualified to talk about this.
Well, thanks for having me, Jillian. And I love that essential oils are what brought us together. We wouldn't know each other. We've been friends now for about 5 months, I
Fine.
believe.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and it was through doTERRA. Jillian discovered doTERRA's oils and came aboard with us, and that's the company that I've been working with since 2015, end of 2014, 2015, as a wellness advocate, and now a certified essential oil specialist. I've been a massage therapist here in Savannah for about 16 years now, and I started weaving the oils into my massage practice in 20 into 20 well, beginning of 2015, and I just started noticing. I mean, I've literally had my hands in the oils for the past 7 years now, like every single day, with developing self-care practices and routines for myself and using them all over my home for all kinds of things, cleaning, diffusing for, and then first line of defense, first aid, and oh, you froze up on me there for a second. First aid and whatnot. But I love using them for emotions and energetics. And when I started using them in my massage practice, I really believe that, well, I know that my effectiveness as a therapeutic body worker was enhanced, and I was seeing the difference in my clients. Like the oils were coming in and almost like they were doing the work for me too. Like I was seeing just energetic shifts, different, um, support with physical tension. They really do some heavy lifting as far as um, supporting the body in its healing process.
And that's good that you brought that up about the when you were talking, I was just thinking and listening on how it enhance on how you feel and how you feel in your body and also mentally, emotionally. And I just came and said, wow, they almost like they have their own spirit that is in these small little bottles of essential oils, or some they have them bigger, to where it's all about enhancing what the body is has been created to do, but also how we take care of our body. And so if we're want to feel better about ourselves, we kind of have to look and say, okay, what emotions am I already possessing? And these oils can also, definitely make me feel better, but it's a way of enhancing and bringing in more of a holistic feeling of I am mind, body, soul, and spirit. I'm not just a physical being, but there's so many other aspects of
Yeah, the oils really do, and aromatherapy really does seek to unite the mind, body, and spirit. So it's much like yoga, like is about yoking the mind, body, and spirit, and integration of our parts as one whole. That's what aromatherapy seeks to do. And you're right, the plants do have their own spirit. I mean, the oils are the essences of the plant. They're oils and substances that the plant produces to protect itself. And the plants survive or thrive in nature, um, and have different characteristics and qualities about them that the oil will take on. And then when we inhale the aroma of the oil or use it in a topical application, or in the case of doTERRA, some of them can be used internally, we are taking on that energy or that spirit of the plant through its chemistry. And if you think about, for instance, if you use a wild orange oil, think about how an orange tree exists in nature. It's, thriving in the sunshine, the fruits up off the ground. So how does orange oil make us feel? It makes us feel uplifted,
Mhm.
and it imbues this energy of connection to abundance, like our inherent abundance. Um, they're in the sunshine, so sunny, uplifted, abundant, joy. Like that is what we're going to feel in our emotional center from breathing in the aroma of wild orange. And so then you start to connect back to nature. To me, like the oils bring us back to our naturalness, because the we're connecting, basically giving us back our connection to nature that we've been kind of cut off from, and remembering that we're nature too.
Oh, yes, yes, definitely. And I just want to also put this disclaimer out. This is only educational purposes. So anyone that may have any questions that's regarding to their specific health composition, definitely want to get up to your primary care physician or specialist. This is all in education, but when it comes to personalized of our health, we can take this information and take it back with our doctors and specialists. But we did have a question from Michelle. She had a question about the essential oils for hospice patients. Would it be something that, if up to the patient, if they want to try out essential oils to help with promoting this relaxation, emotional health, to kind of balance this stuff out?
Absolutely. And when, again, the oils work aromatically to help shift our mood and emotion. And if we can bring some relaxing aromas into an environment to help a patient um, with stress levels, or just to feel more comfortable in their environment, absolutely. I mean, I know there's hospitals that diffuse doTERRA's oils, and I've seen them with family members when I've gone into the hospital to take the oils in to do foot massage or to have the diffusers going. The nurses would come in and be like, "What is that? That's so wonderful!" And it just really helped. I mean, so that's a whole nother conversation. Yes, it can be definitely supportive and soothing for the patient, but also healthcare providers that are on high alert and stress all the time need support too. their energy and nervous system can get, overwhelmed with their responsibilities. And if they can have something that they can lean in on to just kind of downshift and recalibrate their energy that they're bringing into their interactions with their patients, it's just going to kind of help their mental, emotional, and physical health as well. So it can be used on all sides of the care, I would say, for sure.
Definitely. Now, I want to ask a quick question. Um, when it comes to the science behind essential oils, to give the audience a better understanding of the awareness of it, regards on the molecular level of using essential oils. What is your take on that, and how, from studies that I've read, that it really does help on the cellular level?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what makes the essential oils effective, is that they do um, work cellularly and they can penetrate the cell membrane. And so I want to come back again to why I partner with doTERRA as my essential oil partner, because the essential oil industry as a whole can be kind of a shady place where you don't really know what you're getting in a lot of the bottles that you would get off of the shelf. So I'm only speaking specifically for doTERRA because of the therapeutic, the testing that they do to ensure purity of the oil, because that is where the therapeutic use of the oils comes in, not having any adulteration or outside chemicals or synthetics. That's really important, because for our body, for our cells to uptake the oil in a way that's going to support and fortify the cell, it needs to be the pure plant. And that's what doTERRA is, ensuring purity and potency. Potency meaning the chemistry is intact, and purity meaning that there is no adulteration, contamination, heavy metals, pesticides, synthetic chemicals. So the oils are aromatic compounds, volatile aromatic compounds. So like when you grab this bottle and open it, you can immediately the aroma, the molecules are escaping from the liquid form, so I can smell it. And so those tiny molecules are traveling through my olfactory system, my olfactory nerve, and through the olfactory nerve that has direct access to the limbic system and the amygdala particularly. So that's the emotional control center. So we're accessing the brain with these tiny molecules that are sending chemical messages. And then certain oils can cross our blood-brain barrier, the protective substance protecting the brain. Certain oils have the ability to cross that. And then also when they can penetrate the cell membrane, they can, depending on their chemistry, which oil you're working with, they can eradicate threats within the cell. So they fortify and balance the health of the cell from inside in or around the cell. So they work, that's what makes them effective, is that they work cellularly.
So really, when we see, because there's bunches of different brands and manufacturers that are making essential oils, so really we should be looking at how pure of much of the plant that they're extracting from the plant, and how well that, because each essential oil is going to respond differently to everyone's biochemistry of their body, because we're created differently. So what are some things that they may want to kind of look at, looking behind the essential bottle, and say, okay, what would be, making sure that I am getting the purest formula?
Well, first of all, I'd say, I mean, do your research and what have you, but I can tell you that I've done that too when I was looking for essential oils, and this is why I landed with doTERRA, and they are pretty much the gold standard in essential oil quality. And you're not going to find, there's no regulation in this industry. And what they have done is created their own quality control standard called CPTG, Certified Pure Tested Grade. And this ensures that every single batch of oil, first of all, they source from native habitat. They have exclusive partnerships with small scale artisan growers across the globe. So they have a global botanical network where they're sourcing the plants from native habitat. That's really important. because when you source plants from their native habitat, their soil chemistry, their environment is conducive that their therapeutic nature is going to be intact. And so that's important, one. Two, you want to make sure that there's specific tests run. doTERRA runs a number of tests to make sure that there's no contamination on the oils. So there's like 8 or 9 tests that they run. Gas chromatograph, it's called GCMS, gas chromatograph mass spectrometry. That takes the oil and looks at every chemical constituent, because one single oil, this is spearmint. I don't know exactly how many constituents are in spearmint, but chemically, the oils are complex and they have a number of constituents. It'll give you the breakdown. Actually, doTERRA has a site where you can look at the bottom of the bottle and get a bin number on the bottom of the bottle and go into a website called Source to You and type that number in and get that chemical analysis of the oil to see what is exactly in the oil. So if you purchase doTERRA, which you can purchase from wellness advocates such as myself or Jillian, you know that you're getting the purest and most potent oils. But if you're not convinced of that, do your research and see if you can get a report of the GCMS and see what's in your oil. If they're doing, if they're transparent with their testing, like that's really important. And where the source is coming from, what is the relationship with the farmers and growers? Are there middlemen and brokers involved? It's just a shady industry. And doTERRA has really created a beautiful sourcing model called co-impact sourcing, where they are effectively elevating entire communities and eradicating poverty through their supply chain. So there's a lot of good happening on all sides of the bottle with this company.
Yes, and I know I've done a few some research even on essential oils as well, as how, even with pain, because that's definitely been one subject that I've really been focusing on and studying pain management and how pain responds response to the central nervous system. And from my research, it does show how essential oil does have a way of kind of helping during those times of pain, if it's post-operative pain, or if it's orthopedic pain like osteoarthritis. If you're just having kind of foggy brain, it definitely does help using essential oils. And so it was just very interesting, just from my own take on with the using essential oils and how it really and definitely with that, I would say that would be more so topical when you're talking about with pain with the orthopedics, for say that you definitely want to use it topical with carrier oil. So
there's three ways. I'm sorry, I think it broke up a little bit.
I think it's kind of buffering a little bit.
Okay, you're back.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 3 ways to use oils. To your point about the topical use, we can use them aromatically. That's in the diffuser. And a diffuser just contains some water and you put some drops in. Now, the oils are potent, so they're 50 to 70 times more potent than herbs. So just a few drops is all you really need. Use less is more is a good rule of thumb. And so aromatic is going to help us with mood, can clean the air, can help us open up our airways. Then we have topical use, which you were talking about for physical discomfort, which is really nice for just target areas and specific needs. You can use them topically for a systemic response as well, like applying a calming oil to the bottom of the feet or an immune boosting oil to the bottom of the feet will be supportive for the whole body. The oils will go cellular really quick. And then we have internal use, which is specific only for doTERRA because of their quality control. But you'll see on the bottle, there's a a supplement facts box, and it'll say supplement facts, serving size, 1 drop. For internal use, dilute 1 drop in 4 fluid ounces of liquid. So, I have my glass water bottle here, and I'll take like wild orange or lemon, and I'll put like a few drops of that in this water bottle and just drink it down. And then as I fill it back up, you can still kind of taste the residue of the oil. The citrus oils are going to be really good for internal cleansing, really good for glutathione production, so immune support. So yeah.
So in regards to, let's say, if we have some audience or someone that gets the replay that may have some underlying health conditions like hypertension, cholesterol, diabetes, those are like the 3 whoppers.
Yeah.
What would you say about that? Or even like, or have poor circulation? Do you think with, after they have studied and talked with their doctor, that those essential oils could be something that could be used as a topical, or even on the level of just aroma, aromatic ways on how they can help to try to balance out their health conditions after they have spoken with their doctor, and see if that may be something to add into their regimen?
Yeah, absolutely. If they're interested in a more natural approach to things, the essential oils can be used really beautifully with a marriage of conventional support too. It's just nice to talk to your doctor. And again, we're not making any disease claims or diagnosing or treating any diseases. But yeah, if you are working with a healthcare provider, so I mean, there's a lot of them out there that may not be into this stuff, but if you can find an integrative health center with a doctor that's into a holistic approach that will give you the information to make the empowered decision of which treatments are best for you, like that's an amazing route to take. But having the diffuser going to facilitate or to relax, to initiate the relaxation response for anybody is really a great thing, because if we can get into the relaxation response, our body's going to produce its good internal pharmacology to help us with maintaining balance in the body. So, but to answer your question about the specifics, like, again, talk to your doctor. There are some contraindications, like essential oils are really safe because they're very self-correcting. If you don't feel comfortable taking them internally, don't. That's what I say. But do your research, be empowered to learn, take things, read. I mean, there's great literature out there and books, like this book, Modern Essentials, has a table here, possible drug interactions with essential oils. And they're there's like, blood, warfarin, blood thinner, birch and wintergreen, route of administration, topical, aromatic, internal, inhibits platelet adhesion, intensifies blood thinning. Like if you're on a blood thinner, like you don't want to take, the birch and wintergreen aren't even internal oils anyway. But yeah, if you're on a conventional therapy, definitely be an informed consumer and do your research. But they are very safe and very self-correcting as well. So I think diffusing is great for everybody, and it's the easiest way to use them, and then that can help us really, get in the driver's seat of our emotions. We know that, we get up in the morning, the first thing I do is like check in with how I feel. That in itself is a powerful move, that self-connection. So how many people do you know that just get the alarm? I used to be like this. The alarm would go off. I'd keep hitting it. And then finally it'd go off again. I'd run out of bed and run out the door and go to work and maybe try to grab something to eat out the door. That was like my old way of being. Now I wake up and I'm really intentional with checking in. How do I feel? I start with some gratitude. I have really reprogrammed my brain. The first thing I think in the morning is something positive. I say, thank you. Thank you for waking up. Thank you. Like we have 60 to 80,000 thoughts in a day, and most of them are the thoughts we thought yesterday. Most people's thoughts are in a negative loop, so we're going to wake up with like the negative thought loop. So really reprogramming and retraining the brain to that gratitude space and checking in. How do I feel? How do I want to feel? Oh, I think I want to feel a little energized and abundant today. So I might get my peppermint and wild orange and put that in my diffuser and sit there for a minute, do my little meditation, breathe the oil in as I meditate, and then I go about my day. And setting the tone, like that whole recalibration will shift your frequency to have a whole different experience of your day than if you just were woke up in a bad mood and ran out the door.
It is, and I want to ask you about like the respiratory health with regards to the essential oils. Because I listened to a webinar earlier today, and they really was talking a lot about how like peppermint, lemon, those are great essential oils, are great for the respiratory health. And I know there's many people in America, especially, or even around the world, that are dealing, facing with long haul from COVID and this, even if they're asthmatic. How would you think for those who may be a little hesitant about essential oils regards to respiratory health and say, hey, what can I do? What's the science behind with respiratory health in making it better and not having where, helping to keep my environment at home or even in my car or something where I can kind of rehab my lungs.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm not going to make it like, again, don't make any disease claims or any. Essential
No.
oils help with what is working, work even better. How about that? And respiratory support is wonderful with the oils, like breathe oil, peppermint, to open up airways. Absolutely 100%. Like first line of defense, your first aid cabinet in your home. Like nice to have those respiratory um, supportive oils for work in your diffuser, for simply place a drop of peppermint in your palms, open up the airways. So that's just, if you have some seasonal threats going on, you can help support a healthy function of the body with that. But for air quality too, getting the toxic chemicals out of your home, there's an EPA report that I've seen that says the air in your home in some cases or some places, depends on where you live and the air quality of where you live, but it can be more polluted inside than the air outside. And that's due to, maybe not cleaning air filters or chemical cleaning products, skin care, personal care products that are laden with chemicals that get into our, air fresheners. Those kind of synthetics are really horrible for our respiratory health, horrible for our endocrine system, horrible for our cellular health overall. And bringing the oils in can help us get the chemicals out of the home, improve the air quality, improve um, reduce the toxic load on our cellular system. Because yes, our body is built to cleanse itself, of course, yes, and also it wasn't designed to be taking on all of the chemicals that we're exposed to today.
So when it comes to the essential oils, when it's used topical with the keratin oil, how does that help with the skin when it penetrates the skin into the cells? Or I know the skin has its own scales, but how does that work with
With the carrier
getting,
oil,
yeah, the keratin oil with essential oils, like let's say for example lavender, and I drop it on 2 drops and I put the keratin oil on top of it, put it in my hand and I rub it on my skin. I know that it promotes a calming effect, but with that, how does it compromise with the skin and then it also penetrates down? How does that all work? And you know, just the amaze of it all and how it just immediately calms. I know my patients now where they feel at a place where they can really begin the healing.
Yeah, well, so I do recommend when you use the oils topically to use a carrier oil for, many of them can be used neat is what it's called without carrier oil, and it'll say that on the instructions. Again, this stuff is really not complicated if you read the labels and and have some instruction. That's one of the beautiful things of working with someone from doTERRA. Like when you're my customer, like you get support and make sure, like, education on how to use this. You don't get that when you purchase something off of the shelf. So having that education initially is important. It's a little learning curve, but it's really quite simple and user friendly once you get the gist of some of the basics. Like for the using a carrier oil, what that does. So again, we take the cap off the bottle. These aromatic molecules are escaping the bottle, right? So these are tiny molecules leaving. When I place it on my skin, so I have that, all those molecules to my blood and to the cells. So I put that on there, and then if I put the carrier oil, just take a little drop of coconut oil on top and rub that in. The coconut oil is a lot more molecularly dense. So when you put the coconut oil on top of the essential oil, it penetrates,
Mhm.
like it prolongs the absorption rate and helps penetrate so there's that aromatic dispersion isn't happening anymore. It's kind of pushing the oils down into the skin. Does that make sense?
Okay, so with that saying, so that's where it really does matter also with the absorption of the essential oil, that difference in each one, and also the type of carrot carrier oil
Carrier.
that you use.
Yeah.
Yeah. So versus you get one, what you can order one from doTERRA or you say coconut oil, it will make a
Yeah.
difference in the chemistry of the essential oil and how you use it
It
when
just
you
helps with the absorption rate, and it's going to help protect, like the oils, like I said, are really potent, and some of them, especially if you're using a hotter oil like oregano or like On Guard has some cinnamon in it. That, or if you're working with children or elderly skin that tends to be thinner, you definitely want to use a carrier oil.
I
Yeah.
use the carrier on all my essential oils. I just do because I use on my patients, so I'm like better safe than sorry.
Yeah, and it's I've also heard it called deep respect for the plant too, because we're not wasting, it kind of like gives the extends the life of the bottle, really, if you're using one drop at a time with a little bit of carrier oil. It's kind of respecting the plant too.
Mm, okay. So it's about 8 minutes to 7:40, and so I want to respect Miss Emily's time. Thank you for coming on tonight for explaining to us the science behind essential oils. I've learned something more about it, especially about the absorption and how it really does matter on what type of essential oil that you use, the type of character oil, and how it's definitely is not just a topical thing, that it actually goes into our body on a molecular level and how it affects to where it really can definitely affect our mood or enhance what we truly are feeling. And so I'd like to leave with take this opportunity to give essential oils a try. It's all about helping what you have going on. So if you're implementing physical activity, healthy eating, drinking plenty of water, um, having a good balance on alcoholic beverages and carbonated beverages, it could definitely be something great to enhance when you're using the essential oils. Um, I thank you all for coming. Thank you, Miss Emily. How can they get in touch with you if they want to learn more about essential oils? How they can purchase your the essential oils, and how can and you can teach them how to implement it into their everyday life.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say too, if you follow Jillian. Like you're starting to learn too, so you
Yeah,
sync up with Jillian too.
I'm
But yes,
learning.
again, just you can DM me here on Instagram. I would love to help you with that. I also have a meditation mentorship program coming up, and in my profile link there is a free mindfulness meditation for beginners download. So if you click on the link in the profile, it takes you to a blog post, but there's a pop-up as soon as you get to the blog post that'll offer you that free download. And then you can just reach out to me here if you'd like to talk about using essential oils for any of those applications of health, nutrition, digestion, exercise, resting, managing stress, reducing the toxic load, and just self-care overall. That's what I love to share. And just the healing process and using the oils as tools for transformation and energetics is really fascinating to me. The stages of healing that they take us through is really cool.
Oh, definitely. But again, Miss Emily, thank you for coming on the show, joining the conversation, and you all stay safe. And I wish you well on your health and wellness. All
Thanks,
right.
Jillian. Talk to you soon.
Yes. All right. Bye
Bye.
bye.